Hello, everyone, and welcome. For I think this is a semi-final match between phatscott and V2 Nitro in the Choozo tournament. I am bad at Metroid. Today we're joined by Catstack on Tracker. We should be starting any minute now. Any second now.
And I'm Glove here on comms as well.
Oh, I didn't know I had a co-comms. Welcome.
Thank you. This is actually the quarterfinal match.
Quarterfinal, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a bit more to go, but it's winding down.
Yep. And settings-wise, this is going to be full countdown, full area, vanilla boss, medium difficulty, vanilla escape, early morph, and a not deep start.
It looks like that means Torian, but that could be anywhere since this is area rando.
Mm-hmm.
It's Red Tower. An interesting start because they have a soft lock up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like both players opted to go down.
Yeah, always kind of awkward to see this with early morph where you immediately have a decision point. I think most people would be inclined to take the path that doesn't soft lock you if you make the wrong choice.
Yeah. Oh, and criteria. Both players checking mushrooms. And that takes us to bottom up criteria.
Interesting. So yeah, I'm sure both players are going to check the other portal down here at the bottom of Red Tower. No, they're both actually just going up. This is scary with no missiles and...
4 health?
No, yeah. No health with...
Oh, sorry, 39 health.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they both just restart at this point. The farm up, it's going to lose a bit, but oh, he's going for it.
This isn't enough health, I don't think. Oh, just barely. Okay.
Okay, now it's 4 health.
Yeah, really, one of the absolute worst places to find a reserve tank.
One of the worst starts I've seen, too. This is all sorts of awkward. Oh, that is a morph ball, finally.
Yeah, and Scott is taking the point of no return here. You all but have to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Scott. Yeah,
that's Sizer.
I was just about to say you gotta be careful of the battle crabs. Anybody who has ever run Phantoon first, any percent, knows how deadly those crabs are, even with gravity suit.
Yeah, I usually do a little hop and point down. You can usually see where the first crab is.
Yeah. The big issue there was Scott just took a little bit more time in the room. So the crabs were in a different position than he might have expected.
And that transition goes to West Meridia.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting map. Everything's like criteria is all locked up down in Red Brinstar.
Yeah, we've already seen all of criteria. It's always really awkward when you have portals that link back to their own area. It's kind of funny in this case, though. Once we find power bombs like, I assume Nitro is going to be going to the bottom of criteria here, and if he finds power bombs down there, he kind of has a faster way up.
Yeah, that link around makes it so you can just zip back up. Interesting.
Yeah, although I guess if you're checking old Mother Brain item, it's actually probably not faster to go back down. Maybe if you're going specifically back to that red tower portal.
Yeah, that old Mother Brain is so far away with the elevator up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a questionable check if you want to do meme route.
Yeah, Criteria 3 is also, Criteria 3 post-Morph Ball is a pretty sizable number. So, if our players have the means, I imagine they're going to check everything in Criteria they can. Scott remembering, he does not have missiles. However, Nitro finds first power bombs. So, now in terms of ammunition, just looking for supers. And it does mean that we're going to be able to check everything in Criteria except Criteria PBs and Climb Supers. Now that we do have the second power bomb pack for Gauntlet. Although Gauntlet with no E-Tank and one reserve tank is terrifying.
See what Billy Mays is. Ice Beam.
Ice Beam.
Nice.
Now, obviously, this is all pure speculation, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see an early gravity suit.
Yeah, so with ice, that allows them to clear Meridia really quickly, like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nitro's not going to go back for old Mother Brain.
Yeah, this is interesting. What Nitro could be thinking is, alright, I'm gonna do Gauntlet Bombs 230, and if that doesn't show anything, I know that Old Mother Brain and Climb Supers are the answer. Or between Old Mother Brain, Criteria Power Bombs, and Climb Supers. I kind of don't like the peak here. Because
this early, you need everything.
Like, okay, we found supers there. I think already supers are enough incentive to do Gauntlet. But, like, you're still going to do Gauntlet anyway. Like,
yeah.
Unless Nitro
PBs.
is... Yeah, unless Nitro is, like, really looking for an excuse to not do Gauntlet, knowing that he has no tank, or, well, he has one reserve tank and that's it.
Yeah, this early on, even if it was 2 missiles, it's still... You're still only at 20 missiles, so...
Alright. There's first supers. So yeah, I mean... Like, Nitro doesn't have to do Gauntlet for any reason, but that's a completely unknown that you're just leaving behind. Okay, now here, if you're doing Old Mother Brain like this, I don't think that's faster. Although I don't think it's slower by enough to be a huge deal, and it's hard to like calculate decision making in your head.
Oh, well, people got spacer at the same time.
Yeah.
What a weird sync up considering all the other deviations.
Yeah, and here's the big issue. Nitro has to kill all these pirates now. But again, it's not that much time loss. I would think you would at least want to check BT first, though, before coming down to Old Mother Brain. And some vanilla bombs.
This is interesting because it puts landing power bombs on the menu.
Oh, that was the last item in criteria, though.
Oh, that was the last one in criteria, okay. I thought we were still at 2. Yeah, because Spacer was the other one. What do you think of Gauntlet now? I mean, still could really use an energy tank. It could always
yeah, it's... I wouldn't do it. It's too slow. Like, especially in full countdown, you are counting more than maybe any other format you are counting on finding charge.
Yeah, it's true.
So, supers aren't really incentivized. E-tanks are nice, but I think even when you only have the one tank, it's still not worth it to go that far out of your way for an E-tank.
Also,
and we have other stuff to explore here. Looks like Nitro is first going to check Spacer. We do have one item in Red Brim. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that the odds of there being hell runs are pretty low considering this is medium.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to find 3 E-tanks at some point in this journey. Grappling beam, cool. That clears out Red Brim Star.
Now, medium difficulty doesn't mean they're not allowed to do Suitless Meridia. But it is pretty heavily disincentivized. They are literally high jump from Suitless Meridia loadout, though. Just a fun thought.
Yeah, but I mean, how much time does that add, though? That's got to be... Going through Meridia Suitless has to add several minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how good you are at Suitless Meridia and what specifically you have to do. Like, in area rando, if you are just doing it to get to the Dragon boss and back, it's still a significant amount slower, but it can definitely be worth it.
Awesome red tower climb.
And chat asking, is there a logic where Suitless Meridia is possibly required? It can be required on harder, which is the max difficulty for this tournament. However, it's only required up to botch wounds, so Suitless Dragon can never be required. Although, in my opinion, if you are committing to Suitless Meridia already, and you are capable of doing Suitless Dragon, you should probably just be doing that instead of doing the extra couple checks in Meridia for gravity.
Did you see the transition out of Red Tower? I missed it.
It was Croc door, like not Croc the boss, but the
Croc
Upper
Escape.
Norfair portal to yeah.
Gotcha.
And we have Rex ship. This is vanilla boss, so we know that Phantoon is here, and with 3 items, I think this absolutely makes sense to go for, and just most likely our progression at this point. I think it all but has to be, even if that progression is just E-tanks.
I was about to say I wouldn't do the Phantoon with 0 E-tanks, but then he got one, so 1-1. Nitro can definitely handle that.
Yeah, I'm actually not super familiar with what the Hell Run logic is for medium settings. There's some amount of Hell Runs that can be in logic, yeah?
I know that no matter what, the little thing between Frog Speedway and Bubble Mountain is always in logic. If you have Speed Booster. I don't know when Ice and... I think Ice becomes in logic, because Ice is pretty quick and easy. I don't know about Bubble Mountain.
But yeah, because harder you want... Does it expect 3 tanks for Speed Booster, or does it expect 4?
Not 100% sure.
But either way, so it would have to be a fair bit more for medium. Yeah, and one of those Varia tweaks, this item that Nitro's going for is accessible before Phantoon's been killed, so Nitro's just going to pick up a cool little Varia.
Excellent. That opens up most of the rest of the game.
And makes Phantoon honestly more than twice as easy. Oh, and phatscott just going straight for Phantoon. Not only does this mean he needs to do Phantoon without Varia, but getting to that Varia is going to be much more obnoxious once ship is turned on.
It's also really hard with just bombs, right? Like, that's a pretty tight... What's that really called? Sponge Bath?
Sponge Bath, yeah. The Sponge Bath bomb jump's kind of rough, yeah. Anyway, round 1, Scott had a pretty sick on-screen Doppler.
Oh, wow.
That was... Scott's... I think Scott could honestly do 2 rounds on screen, almost. That was really well done. Yeah, Phantoon could be supered here and he'd bait out, yeah, but...
Three-round Phantoon? Pretty well done.
Yeah, Nitro is also on pace here for a 3-round. Fast first round, looks like a mighty slow second round. So fast, slow, fast. Pretty solid pattern. But yeah, I do hope that Scott knows the Sponge Bath bomb jump, otherwise that's really going to hurt him. Thankfully he does have bombs.
Never mind. Both suits are in wreck ship.
I mean, frankly, at this point, if I'm Scott, I get the Varia and bail. If I'm Nitro, I get the Gravity and bail.
Yeah, there's really not much else. I mean, everything else would be nice, but top wreck ship is just too long of a journey.
Like, at this point, we're ammo from go mode, ammo recharge. Oh no, Scott's doing top of ship first. I kind of get the reasoning for this in full countdown, but bowling is just so long that I think you have to have bowling be your last check. Yeah, I mean, if the remaining item up here is specifically charged, it could be worth it, but...
Chad asking if Scott knows about barrier tweaks. I'm assuming that since the tournament's going on so long, Scott has to know by now about that wreck ship check.
Nah, maybe. Maybe just slipped his mind. Actually, our runners still only have one super pack, so... charge would be a really big deal here. That's basically all that could bail Scott out, though. It's like every check up here is slow in some way or other. Yeah, runner's finding a couple more super packs here.
Charge.
That's rough.
Go mode.
We'll have to see how the rest of this goes. I mean, it's not impossible for Scott. Scott does potentially have the movement to catch up to Nitro depending on how things go. But it would be a tall order.
What item in wreck ship do you think would make the most difference? Like if Scott found speed now, would that be maybe screw attack?
Yeah, speed or high jump, screw attack potentially. Screw attack is nice if you have nothing else. Like, our runners don't have movement items aside from bombs.
Space jump.
It's not nothing. Alright, Nitro finds East Meridia here. I believe, yeah, we haven't seen the front of East Meridia yet. And with grapple, as long as Nitro has enough health coming into the fight, should be pretty quick. I wonder if Scott's reasoning for this, having the gravity suit, was specifically because he wants to do wreck ship E-Tank item into Forgotten Highway. Which makes sense.
Yeah, if you're on highways, so slow though to get there and back. Like we know B's not going to save scum this because he's going to get Arya. So unless it's a really useful transition, then this is a huge time sink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate here because we started the game in Turian, so the only like one-way entrance that can be here that we really care about is Kraid.
That's a good point though. If it was Kraid, that could make narrow the lead between Scott and Nitro.
Yeah, Scott basically needs this to be Kraid. Yeah, because nothing else. I mean, we've already found East Meridia, so we can't have a situation where it's like East Meridia goes to LN goes to Kraid or something like that.
Could be LN goes to East Meridia, but that's actually bad because then he doesn't have the super missiles for Ridley at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and going that way wouldn't allow him charge. Nitro's struggling a little bit with this snail clip. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to just put that off. Say, you know, there's 3 item checks back here I can do. Maybe one of those is the East Meridia item.
Yeah, short of plasma, nothing's really maybe that great anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of comfort items, but like, Nitro is full go mode. I'm sure Nitro doesn't want to do a 2+1 Mother Brain fight with Charge Ice Spazer. That's Scott doing the embarrassing thing that everyone has to accidentally do at some point, messing up the mock ball, coming to ice. You're looking at your tracker or whatever, thinking about what your next move is, and then suddenly the gate closes in front of you.
More power bombs, yikes.
Scott putting that space jump to good work here.
I was just checking the other races because I didn't know the outcome. I didn't realize that you had won your matches today. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
So I guess whoever
will
wins
be
this is going to be playing up against you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
Of course, this is only game 1 of the series. This will be a 3-game series, and I'm pretty sure both and potentially a game 3 are being played today.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at Scott's screen, but it seemed like maybe Nitro got bonked in the head by one of the goops, which ruins your jump.
Still able to pull it off though. With both suits, it was
Mm-hmm.
not that big of an issue. E-Tank at Space Jump, E-Tank in Cathedral.
Yeah, and Scott isn't going immediately for... Scott's going back now? He's farming a super.
Oh no.
He's attempting to farm a super.
Yeah, this exact same thing happened to me in the async race this week. Yeah, just, so few supers, it's easy to forget about ammo management.
Yeah, and the fire gamers are usually pretty good about dropping supers. Yep, see, there's 2 there. Yeah, so again, we have this situation where Scott is making extra checks here that are most likely going to lose him time against Nitro.
Yeah, there's, I think, 7 checks left to make an Upper Norfair. And, well, 6 now. Now 5. But, the odds of it being an actually useful item are on top of that, like 1 in 3 maybe. Spring Ball's not going to do much. Vapor Plasma would be good. High Jump Boost is always good, but probably not worth all the checking.
Mm-hmm. So, if this lower Norfair leads to Kraid, that is like worst case for Scott. Because Scott did pass up the back of East Meridia. And Scott could save a bit of time both because of Space Jump and just better map with the front of East Meridia being faster if he finds front of East Meridia. Or, well, he's not going to find front of East Meridia no matter what, but if he could do this path the other way, back of LN, reverse acid dive to front of East Meridia. And that put him out somewhere better. That could be something to bring him back into this. Looks like Nitro's going for some strats, freezing the pirates. He hasn't power bombed yet, which is really bad. So this power bomb might kill the space pirate. Yeah.
Yeah, bomb jump it is. And screw attack. He thought it wasn't for nothing.
Okay, so Space Jump plus Screw Attack is going to mean that Scott has a significantly faster LN. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
no.
Chat pointing out Lava Dive is a sequence break, doing it with a high jumpless gravity jump. But that's the kind of sequence break that you almost don't think of in terms of a sequence break. Because it's like, oh, the item to put this in progression could just be finding space jump somewhere, which is the case here. It's looking pretty rough for Nitro. Scott finds high jump. A nice item to have. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't know why you would check anything else. You're literally you're checking for speed and potentially a better beam. I don't think that's enough to justify making checks.
Especially with like that much energy, it's not like shooting Mother Brain 100 times at this point is gonna be hard.
Yeah. I really don't like checking Mission Impossible here. Like, you only have one item here in Green Britain, and you're not even guaranteed to get it.
And it could end up being Speedball, and it's just String Ball.
Mm-hmm. Back to West Meridia. I haven't seen West Meridia since, like, the start of the race. Yeah, at this point, even with all the extra movement, it's hard to imagine a situation in which Scott can make the difference up.
Oh, Croc at the end of Green Britain starting to walk all the way back around.
Yeah, hopefully Scott explores West Meridia here. Again, it's still possible LN Escape is Kraid, in which case Nitro's done. At that point, it's just a run back to Turian. That's Kraid, I think. No, it's LN Escape. Okay. And Scott is going to follow this. He's still looking for... Yeah, I mean, I guess supers. Because Lower Norfolk does not have anything.
If nothing else, that'll make Ridley a bit faster.
Well, there's also just literally no items here. No major upgrades. Yeah, at this point we don't care about E-tanks. Ridley's dead. Oh.
Come on, Ridley.
There we go. So I think at this point we've narrowed down Kraid to Sephi Fish Room. Yeah, all other transitions have been checked, I'm pretty sure.
Sephi Fish, the one on the top of West Meridia.
Yeah, Red Fish Room.
I can't remember if Nitro knows that or not, though. Like,
I think Nitro does not.
Yeah, he hasn't seen anything in Green Brent Star.
But he's going to end up in West Meridia. Unless he decides to do reverse acid dive in order to travel all the way back through East Meridia, which I don't see that happening.
I mean, it's going to be in slower. It's just also 3 E-tanks for first acid dive. I think you'd have to Crystal Flash.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Reverse acid dive isn't as bad as people think. You can do it on 2 tanks if you have gravity. Yeah. So I don't imagine Scott is counting here.
It's really hard with missiles.
Yeah.
Half the shots Ridley wasn't even on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Alright. Nitro has a Crystal Flash online.
Still not dead.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna find an E-tank in the next room, though. phatscott already checked that E-tank. I knew it was there.
Nah, just pretend to be psychic.
Okay. Yeah, this is unfortunate. What you can do here, if you have this much health to burn, is if you do like an Alcatraz style thing, yeah, like Nitro did there. Nice hop. If you do an Alcatraz style thing where you do like a wall jump morph, then you will actually have upward knockback instead of like backward knockback, so that'll keep you from having the enemy knock you back down.
Yeah, I do understand I usually do the same thing Nitro does too, though. Where if you kill the first key hunter, then it's a lot less pressure. That way, if if they screw get knocked down or whatever, those key hunters can kill you real quick. At least by taking out one, he just sort of like alleviates the situation quite a bit. Oh, SpeedGaming, rating with a party of 116. Welcome.
So it looks like Nitro is actually... I mean, this makes sense, but Nitro is sort of going for a more depth-first search approach, and is going away from where Crate is.
Wait, I think you just skipped one of the transitions.
No, he checked it.
Did he? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he came out of mirror, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Proc was at the bottom of Green Brinstar. Nitro taking a second to figure out where to go next.
Yeah,
That's
Nitro has
probably
to
it.
awkwardly go back down to the bottom of Green Brinstar to go through West Meridia.
I don't think Nitro's seen the back of Rick's ship either, so I don't know. Maybe
That's what he just saw.
Oh, that was the back of Rick's ship? No, that was the back of Upper Norfair.
Oh, right.
I'm just trying to like fanfic some way that this could be a close match.
Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be the worst, like as bad as it could have been, but at the end of the day, Scott checking extra stuff. Generally, the general rule is kind of just go mode as quickly as you can. Like, you can be afforded a little bit extra leeway if you have significantly better movement than your opponent. But Scott just made too many extra checks.
Okay, both players have one statue left. I think Nitro's figured it out, so.
Mm-hmm. phatscott should have it more or less figured out, I think.
I think that was actually a really tricky gravity jump there by Nitro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you don't have grapple, yeah, it's quite tight. It's really annoying.
here's Kraid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pat Scott remembering that he needs speed to get out of here. Maybe he hasn't remembered that yet. He can get through here without speed. Oh, okay. I guess that works. Or maybe it doesn't. Interesting attempt, but yeah, there's the crumble blocks are on the second tier, not the bottom tier.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's where you do it. You do it on the second layer. I mean, you're never supposed to do this. It's faster to just fall through the sand, but you can do the reverse ice clip like that. Not sure why Scott's doing this.
Yeah, I think the other way would have been faster.
Like he's looping all around through LN?
Oh, has he seen, I think he's seen the exit of LN, so he probably thinks that's Ridley.
Well, he came in through the exit, though, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, he did. I guess, yeah, if he knows where Kraid is, that faster? I think I agree with this, because if he knows where Kraid is, then it's just back of LN to Main Street to Redfish.
Maybe that's faster? I don't feel like it is, though. Was a pretty fast LN, though, given high jump, screw attack, space jump.
Okay, so Nitro enters Torian at about 53:30.
Mm-hmm. Should be a sub-hour. It's gonna be a long mother brain fight and a longer escape without speed or high jump. So it might be a little bit longer. Nitro gives Baby Skip the old college try. Very few people know high jumpless, speedless Baby Skip.
Okay, so phatscott entering Torian about 3 minutes behind Nitro.
Nitro,
Not bad.
yeah.
Considering how much, how many needless checks he did, I'm surprised this is close.
Nitro's struggling a little bit with Zip Skip, but gets it there. So Nitro is opening the fight with ammo, so it's going to be a longer catch-up phase. Some people find the catch-up phase easier, just because Mother Brain is doing fewer attacks. However, it can be more punishing. With a couple extra E-tanks, it's not as big a concern, though.
Yeah, I usually find catch-up a lot less predictable. Like, I rarely accidentally jump and they get hit with catch-up, whereas, like, the rings and whatever the crinkly fry or whatever you call the single pirate laser.
These onion rings are being rough to Nitro, though. Alright, there we go. Nice fight by Nitro.
Yeah, it is vanilla escape, so no surprises. Should be the end of it. phatscott struggled and gave up with the sub skip.
Yeah, he was going for down back sub skip, which can be tough. And remorph sub skip without wave really sucks. You have to be shooting down. I think it's maybe a couple frame window where you can shoot down while falling to freeze that second zip.
players in Mother Brain at the same time, even though they're 3 minutes apart.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sticking around for the next one?
Yes, I will be.
Excellent. Seems like the next one, the only difference in setting is going to be random start instead of not deep start.
Yeah, I definitely prefer full random start. Because not deep start, I feel like doesn't offer a ton of variety.
Final Moonfall.
Oh,
Unless Nitro really messes up on climb.
good wall jumps. And with that, Nitro finishes in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 40 seconds. GG. Looks like Scott might finish this one out. He's close enough to the end anyway.
Yeah, might as well.
But yeah, once again, that is only the first of 3 games, all of which are going to be played in succession, so stick around. After Scott finishes, we'll take a little break and then be back with Game 2.
Also tonight at 6 p.m. there's Sasha versus Idol Boss for a doubleheader, and it looks like Simone versus OK Beamer is going to be the Game 3 tomorrow.
Scott must have forgotten to turn on Moonfall at the beginning of the game. It's a rookie mistake.
I know.
Scott is one of the non-Moonfallers in the community. And Scott finishes in second place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 57 seconds. GG.
GG. I'm gonna stick around and see where this speed was. Oh, Speed Booster, Super Missile Green Meridia.
That's watering
Crab
hole?
Supers?
Or
I think it's Crab Supers.
Interesting.
Plasma Beam was at Crocomire Energy Tank. Oh, well, that wasn't too far out of reach, but Croc's kind of slow, so I'm not surprised they didn't check that.
Yeah, no reason. Like, you never croc if you're in go mode. But yeah, well run race by both players. Nitro does take game 1. I think both runners as well as comms are going to take a short break, and then we're going to be back for game 2.
See you in a bit.